What up, Wave Root?
Shout out RG, yo, CryptoB Radio in the building. You know what I'm
What that
saying?
shit do, man?
Yeah, you already know. We out here, bro. Vibing. Glad you come through, man. You about to be on a producer tournament, man. Man, the reason we matched you up with one is because I heard y'all was talking a little, shiitake mushrooms back and forth. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's the bro. But we had previously, we was going at it, at friendly
Yeah.
fun, just dropping some beats in wave root space, and the boys ended up knocking on his door because he had the music too loud, so he couldn't participate no more. So he was like, "Oh man, we got to get that again. We got to get it again. I need to get that again." So talking shit back and forth to each other after that, and you know, we seen y'all during the little battles, and
Yeah.
I guess one was like, "Shit, we need to go on there." So that's how
Yeah.
that sparked and came to post. You feel me? So it was all good. So I said, "What the hell, man? Let's run it." You feel me?
Nah, bro, y'all really sparked this whole tournament. Like that little scuffle, you know what I'm saying, sparked the whole tournament because y'all came through. We had a bunch of folks in the line was like, yo, we want to battle and stuff. And then you said this, and I was like, damn, bro, we actually could do something really dope right now and have a whole tournament going down. So yeah, shout out to you, bro. You were part of the inception of this whole thing, bro.
Most definitely, most definitely. Shout out to you as well, man, and the platform. You know, uh, helping producers and songwriters get a little bit more exposure. I think
Absolutely,
that's
bro.
always good. For the culture.
Absolutely, bro. We love to do it, man. We love to do it, bro. Like, we wouldn't rather do nothing else in the world, bro. But yo, let's get into this interview, bro. We about to get the good, the bad, the ugly, if there is any of that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
so yeah, bro. To get started. First of all, your name is literally Crypto Beat Radio. Like, did you start making beats before you got into crypto, or was it the other way around? You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you know, um, Crypto Beat Radio was born because of the pandemic, and
Ah,
uh, I had during the pandemic, everybody was in the house, so everybody had to find something to do. So you found yourself in uh, one of these spaces like um, Clubhouse or uh, you know they had some different ones when we was doing it. But to make the long story short, we ended up here,
right,
uh, and you know from the people I met in Web3 transitioned into the Twitter space. We were all doing music, so I said, you know what, I need to make something that we can all put our music on
yup,
so people can hear it. So that's how I came up with Crypto Beat Radio. And originally, I made it for the NFT musicians because the Web3 space was so small when I got into it, with a lot of talented artists that weren't being heard because they were underground or they didn't have the resources or whatever the case may be. So I just took it upon myself to make Crypto Beat Radio home of the NFT musicians.
hey,
And it's an online 24-hour radio station where I just upload some mainstream music, underground music, and a lot of artists from Web3. And at their own exposure, they can listen to the station or tell people to listen to the station, and they'll hear their music playing and put a little steam on their movement.
yeah,
So that's how that came about. And then I decided to um, make an NFT gallery and then a spot where I can post videos, and I'm still building as we speak. So it's a few videos on the website and a few different NFTs of people that I met in the spaces and had NFT collections that I put in the NFT gallery. And, fast forward to now, technology advances so fast. So now you never quit building, when it comes to technology, because you always see things that you could tweak or add or, make it more user friendly. So, I don't think as a creator our work is ever done, because it's
Right.
always going to be room for improvement when you're dealing with technology. So now at this point, I want to try to incorporate the CryptoB Radio coin on the website, as well as taking crypto payments to purchase beats and merchandise and things like that. So I'm still looking for devs to help me do that and things of that nature.
Bro,
But yeah,
we in the age of AI and all that. You know what I'm saying? AI coding, vibe coding. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Hey, I'm saying if you could teach yourself to make beats, bro, I'm telling you, you can teach yourself to code. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you already know what they say. Do it yourself. Do it for less, man.
And
So
shit.
why stress? You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that
bro.
will be something that I'll look into in the future to enhance the website. It is cryptobeatradio.com.
There you go.
That's www.cryptobeatradio.com if you want to go check it out. If you want to check out some music or the NFTs that I have on there, and just support, you know what I mean? And if you are an NFT musician or just an independent artist, feel free to send your music to cryptobeatradio@gmail.com, man, and we'll put you on rotation on the station, for free, because
Tough.
it's about community. You feel me?
I feel you, bro. Let me see if I can pull up this screen real quick so folks can see what you was talking about. Boom,
Oh yeah,
boom.
oh yeah, man. You got to give them a bar of Crypto Beat
Yeah.
Radio, man.
Yeah. So yeah, folks see the vibes here, bro. This is what it's looking like. This is the Crypto Beat Radio. Let me put ourselves in this frame here. You know what I'm saying? Boom. There I'm cooking on the production end. But yeah, bro, this looks it looking
You
dope,
know,
bro. You designed
man.
this?
Yeah.
Tough, bro.
Now what I need to do is implement ways you can pay with crypto on there, and you know, um, the Crypto Beat Radio coin, and the merch and the beat packs, and I'll be selling exclusive beats on there as well, and they can purchase it with the Crypto Beat Radio coin. I have an NFT collection that I just created called Shield Babies. I want to kind of intertwine them and incorporate them in the Crypto Beat Radio somehow. So, I'm steady working, man. I'm steady building, man. You know what I mean? You can click that
There you
little
go.
button right there and it'll take you to the radio station. You know what I mean? If you want to hear some tunes, you just click that button and a little radio player come up. I want to make some make some changes to that to where you could see um, the actual people that are coming on the radio
Yeah.
station, because right now it's just a play button. So as the songs come on, I wanted to read out the people's name and tell you what the name of the song. You know what I mean? Because the actual player is connected to a um, app. It's the Fleet DJ Radio app, and they have tons of music on there. It's, the Fleet DJ Coalition. It's worldwide DJs known everywhere. They break records. They help artists get exposure. They're doing really great things for the people out there. And I was lucky enough to you know get a radio station through them and be able to promote this music. So shout out to Fleet DJs. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Fleet DJs, man. Yo, that's dope. And I really love how you putting on for the community, bro. And you was like, yo, like you saw a problem and you went over there, you attacked it, and you made a solution, bro. And I think it's fucking dope, man. I would say, keep developing, keep cooking this thing, bro. All the ideas you got, make sure you writing these things down. You know what I'm saying? To
Oh yeah,
implement them.
man. We build it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We build it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Step by step, it's all gonna come to fruition. You feel me?
Yes,
But yeah,
sir.
Shout out G CryptoB Radio. Now when we get to the conversation of making beats, like what do you use? Come on, you Team FL Studio, Reason, Logic. What you on, bro?
Oh man, I think I'm team everybody, man. You know what I mean?
What?
It's not nothing that I don't use. You know,
What?
I'm
That's new.
slowly but surely gonna navigate over there to Suno and see what they got going on. You know, because I hear a lot of people using Suno and talking about Suno and doing this and that with Suno. So you know, I'm gonna have to go check out Suno. You feel
Okay.
me?
Nah, I hear you, dog. Like I actually been getting a bunch of Suno links from producers, bro, for people in the space, and I'm like, damn, it seems like everybody using Suno now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, bro. Some look like it's starting over there. So I see y'all,
Yes,
bro.
it looked like it's a little fire over there, man. I may
You
have to
know,
go inspect it and see what's going
yeah.
on, man. You
You
know what I mean?
know, shit. but yeah, bro, I'm hyped to see what you create out of that because folks is
But
definitely creating some heat, bro.
yeah, back when I was younger, I started creating music. I had a friend that was making beats, and that's where the inspiration first got struck because he had the old MPC 60 Roger Lynn, and he'd be cooking up some shit on that motherfucker. So I'm like, damn,
There
Dirk, man, man, you gotta teach me how to do that shit. So I would
you
go over there,
go.
and he would be making for me because he would be making beats for me because at that time I was rapping. So he was my producer. So I started like just watching him, and I would hear sounds you know just out the blue. So I'm like, man, maybe I could make a beat. So that
Facts.
inspired me to get into making beats. And then I came across a little change, so I ended up going to the Guitar Center and getting me the MPC and the 4 track. You know what I mean? And just going in, man. And, taught myself how to make the beats on the MPC 2000, and
Hey,
it just elevated from there. Once everything started turning digital, I hooked everything up through the computer, through the MPC, and had all that shit running together. And then it just got to the point where it's like, man, I really don't need all this outboard gear because I got so many sounds now and so many features and function on these computers and so many tracks, man. I'm gonna just use this. So then I went all the way digital, and that's when I got turned on to like Logic and Reasons and Fruity Loops, Ableton, GarageBand, all those programs. But you know what resonated for me was like I like Logic because most of those sounds is like compressed already and they got a good quality of sound, and you don't really have to do too much uh tweaking or editing or anything, unless you want to, unless you're looking for a specific sound or you're trying to create your own sound. So uh, I I think Logic is cool. Um, I'm more lean towards Reasons just because it kind of operates like I think, you know what I mean? And I can move through it a little bit faster than Fruity Loops or Logic. GarageBand, it ain't that you can make beats on there, but I need more. You feel me?
right.
So um, I'm 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 stuck on Reasons. Also work with the MPC Beats, MPC Live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard of
That's
that
pretty
one.
cool too.
Zaytoven type shit.
Yeah, that's cool too. You feel me? Like between Reasons and that, I use them together like brother and sister. You feel me?
Right.
And but I got beats on Logic. I got beats on Fruity Loop. Because as technology advances, you find different programs. So when I was going digital, the first thing I found was Logic, and those sounds is cool. It just like for instance, the MPC Beats, it got the button where you can do the triplets and all that, you know, and I was so used to the MPC, so that worked cool for me. You know, it's not a lot of features on Logic like that, you know, unless you
Mhm.
know how to navigate and use the program like that. You know what I mean? Because
Facts,
I'm
facts.
sure it's possible, but you know, the MPC Beats is more user friendly because it's just really pushing the button and changing the setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus having to go internal and find out how to do it. So, um, you know, I mess around with that, mess around with Reasons, Pro Tools. Those are my three go-tos, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So, first of all, I thought Pro Tools was for vocals, but yeah, I hear about some people making beats through it. I don't know how y'all do it, bro. But
Well,
big
well,
prod.
Pro Tools is used for a lot of stuff, you
True.
know, just like Photoshop. You know, you can edit videos on Photoshop and you can do a lot of shit on Photoshop people to know you can do, you know what I mean? Because those programs are, you know, industry standard programs. So, you know, you may catch somebody in the industry using Photoshop, Pro Tools, Premiere all together. You feel me? Or Final Cut Pro because they do post production in there, voiceovers and everything. And you know, if you know how to use the proper files, you know what I mean, you can navigate through all those programs and use them in sync with each other.
Yeah, I feel that, bro. Hey, it sounds like you got a lot of technical knowledge, bro. Or are you like self-taught? Did you go to school for anything? Are you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's it? Where's all this knowledge? Are you just a smart muff? You like, where's all this coming from, bro?
Well, yeah, you know, you have to educate yourself, man. You know
That
what I
ass.
mean? You know, so I've definitely got some college degrees under my belt, and
Okay.
you know, some tutelage from college and different curriculums. You know, I I went to school for film and video editing, music, Pro Tools. You know, pretty much all that, man. You know, graphic
Okay.
design. You know, website building and all that. You know, so I'm pretty familiar with the technology and you know how to navigate through it.
All right, let me ask you this. What's your grand vision? What's your best case scenario with music and everything you're doing? Like, what's the goal? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, as time the goal was to be quote a rapper, a celebrity, you know, and as time went by, you know, some people say, "Oh man, you can be a rapper whenever." Well, you know, if you want to be a rapper and be successful, well, you're gonna have to tour and do a lot of shows, you know.
Facts.
And I'm older now, so I'm like, yeah, I would still rap. I would probably get on a song or two, but I'm not doing the 50 City tour. Now, as far as running around the stage and shit, I will leave that up to y'all. You know what I mean? But I jump in there for a song or two. But this your show now. You feel me? This is a youngsters game, man. This they show now, man. But don't get it twisted, man. You know, I can still pull that pen out and whip somebody, man.
Okay.
You feel
Nah, that's
me?
what's up. Yeah, I do feel you, man. And
You know, so
I feel like music is
so
one of those things that you can do like no matter what age you are. But like I do feel you on the fact that like if you want to be like quote unquote popping, especially if you're like getting popping, you know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of
yeah, you know what
energy.
I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know, you like, and that's the good part about Web3 because if you're an artist and you're older in age, and you know, with time comes experience and responsibility. So
true.
you know, when you're younger, you got a little bit more free time. You can do you more. But you know, as you get older, you know, you get responsibilities. You know, you get married, kids, may have to take care of the elders. You know, that takes away a lot of your creative time. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And if you're responsible, then guess what? Damn, I can't do that right now. You feel me?
So
You
wait,
know, so
you said what you wanted to do, but like now that your vision has changed, your path has changed. like what's the goal now? Because clearly you still making moves. You know what I'm saying? You still doing it.
Exactly. And to go with what you said, I think music doesn't have a time stamp on it, but depending on how you want to go about it and what you're doing in music, I think it does. Because if you want it, like when I first started music, I wanted to be a rapper. You know
Right.
what I mean? I didn't start off making beats. I just um, fell in love with making beats. Once I learned how to use the equipment and start making beats for other people and seeing how happy they were when they got that beat and they went to the studio and made a song with it and got their CDs pressed up. From from the standpoint of helping somebody bring their dream to life, to just sitting there sometimes and using it to meditate or using it as therapy. You know what I mean? It changes your perspective of music. And
Mm,
like I said, I still would drop a bar or two, depending on if the beat is talking to me or not.
yeah.
But I don't think I'll ever stop making music compositions, because part of it is my therapy,
Facts.
part of it is a business, part of it is my passion. You know, it's the universal language. You know what I mean?
Agreed, Rod. Agreed, man. Yeah, I feel the same way, man. It's like, and I kind of just want to see the progression of the stuff. Like, if I keep practicing, if I keep honing, what happens when I'm 80, bro? How cold is my shit gonna be? You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly, because you think about people like Sebastian Bach, Mozart. You
facts.
know what I mean? And these people were old and gray still making music. They didn't even have a concept of I'm too old to make music.
Nah, dead
That's
ass.
more of some modern day shit where we're like, oh man, you're too old to make music. I don't think you're ever too old to make music, because music is life. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Now, you may be too old to perform. You may be too old to be acting like them and you 50, 60. You know what I mean? But, at the end of the day, I don't think you're ever too old to make music. You just have to transition with time. You know what I mean? Like,
I
you look at
feel
Michael Jackson, for instance. When he first started making music, he was making songs like ABC. And
that.
as he developed, he was making songs like Thriller,
Facts.
then The Moonwalker, and it was stages. You know what I mean? So I think as you grow, you have to change the message, because if you don't, it'll look like you haven't learned anything, if that
Mm,
makes any sense.
does make sense. Now let me.
Because in
Oh, go
time
ahead.
you progress. The things that you were doing at 15 and 16 and rapping about, hopefully it's not the same things that you singing and rapping about when you're 30, 40, 50. It's
Nah,
got to
bro.
be a different, it's got to be a contrast. You know what I mean?
I feel that to the max, man. And actually, we talked about doing some older versus younger battles. That's some little alpha for whoever's listening. But yo, I got another question. So, in regards to this tournament, this is kind of the question I've been asking folks, just to get a temperature. Who is there anybody that you like really want to go against? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there anyone that's like that you really like? Damn, that's gonna be a good match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think me and One Beats is gonna be a good match.
Agreed.
I really don't know off top like who you got pairing up with each other.
Okay,
Because
I
I
can
see the
explain.
list,
I can
but
tell you. We got
yeah, well, shoot them at me, and then I can answer that question better.
yeah, we got you in one, and then
Uh-huh.
this is the left side of the bracket, and then you got Stilo and Kid Venom, and then on the right side of the bracket you got Porky and Goose, and then finally you got Rome and the Tech.
See, okay, now Kid Venom, I've heard his beats and I like his beats.
Okay,
He said he's going against Stilo.
Yeah, exactly. In your same bracket. So if you beat one and he beats Stilo, then y'all will go against each other.
Oh shit.
Right.
Yeah. Well, man, it's all fun, man, and love and war for me, man. I ain't got
Nah.
no qualms and no beef with nobody. I think this is a competitive sport, and we're showcasing our talent, and let the crowd decide, man. Still sharp and still, man. I'm just in it to win it, man, and in it to enjoy myself and have a good time, man, and you know, um, perform with the rest of the producers that's on the panel, man.
God bless, bro. Love to hear it, man. But yeah, I'm definitely hyped for your matchup with one, bro. We heard of some similar
Now you
things.
said Rome and Tech.
Yeah,
I've
Roman
heard I
Taylor,
heard
yeah.
some of the stuff Rome is doing, and he's
He
pretty
going
hot with that AI.
crazy,
You
bro.
know, Goose Park and Pork. I always hear
Yeah.
Pork playing beats in the space, and as we've been growing in the space, he has started honing in on his craft, and he's getting a lot better, man, doing what he does. So I haven't, like I said, I haven't really heard too much of Goose Park's music, so I would have to go with Porky just
Oh
as
shit.
far as hearing music. Uh, I would have to go with Rome because I heard his music. I really haven't heard none of Tech music, so I can't say. I heard Kid Venom's music. I haven't heard Stilo's music. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to hear what they got cooking. You feel me?
Yo. You hear me? Yo, you hear me? Hello? Dang, he might have dipped.
Yeah.
No, let's go, man. I don't know, man. I got stupid rug, bro. That was the worst. But yeah, let's finish up before I get rugged again, man. Either way, you was talking about Goose's beats. You were talking about some of the folks in the tournament. How you feeling about them, et cetera, et cetera. Keep going, man.
Yeah. So like I was saying, as far as Pork and Goose Park goes, I'm more familiar with Porky's beats. Uh, I've heard a few of Park's beats, so I think that's going to be a good matchup, and I can't wait to see what happens. I'm looking forward to working with all the producers on the panel.
Nice.
Just from a creative aspect, because you never know what we can come up with. So I'm always open to collaborating with producers and artists and things of that nature. But as far as Rome and Tech, I've heard Rome fucking that shit up. I really haven't heard too much of Tech's music, so I'm
He
looking
been
forward to
cooking, bro. Yeah.
hearing what he's cooking up. I heard a few songs he's played. So that's gonna be an interesting matchup. Because you never know what can come out of they little arena that they come from. You know what I
True.
mean? Because it's so much creative talent coming from that AI generated music. Especially when you got people that know how to prompt and use the technology. You know, and like I said, uh, Stilo and Kid Venom. Uh, I think Kid Venom makes some pretty tight beats, so hopefully Stilo got a bag for him. You know what I mean?
That
Hopefully
ass.
he got hopefully he got a bag of tricks for him, man. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I think every matchup is gonna be interesting. I got my thoughts on predictions, but I want to hear yours. Do you have any picks, bro, for each match? If you had to pick, like who you think is winning each match?
Well, just from community and vibing, I I would say one Beats is gonna win, but he's going against me, man. So you know what I'm
What?
saying?
What?
I'm gonna have to say I will win. And if it was somebody else, then as far as Porky and Goose Park, I'm gonna have to say Porky because I've heard more of his catalog. Um, if I had to say between Rome and Tech, I would have to go with Rome. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If Stilo and Venom, I would have to go with Venom. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's just. I think that would be who I'll bet on if I had to put some money down on it, man.
Yo, I see Candy up there in the pump chat. Shout out Candy, yo, watching the vibes. But yo, that's crazy that you didn't pick yourself. That's crazy. But yo, we gonna see, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know until the fat lady sings, bro. Who's really winning? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, everybody just got to be on their A game.
Nah, that's real.
So how is it? How now? I got a question for you.
What up,
Tell
dog?
me one more time. How is these matchups gonna go?
So yeah, we got the week coming up, October 5th week. It's gonna be you and one on that Sunday, and then on Tuesday it's gonna be Venom and Stilo. Then on Wednesday it's gonna be Goose and Pork, and then on Thursday it's gonna be Rome and Tech.
Okay.
And then the next week we got the semifinals, which will be whoever wins, between you and one versus whoever wins between Stilo and Kid Venom. And then, on the other side, it's going to be whoever wins between Pork and Goose versus whoever wins between Rome and Tech. So that you said your picks was, you really picking one? You picked one, bro.
No, I said I picked. I said if one was going against somebody else.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
It would have to be me.
Understood. Okay, yeah. I misinterpreted, bro. I was like, I thought you said one go win, bro. I was like, damn, I never heard that before. But yeah, man. So if that's your predictions, let's say you win and then Kid Venom wins on your side, and then on the other side, it's Rome versus Pork. Who takes away the matchup between you and Kid Venom? What's up?
So do the people who lost battle against each other?
Nah, right now, but that's a good idea. We might do that. That's not a bad idea, though. That's not a bad idea. But
because then whoever would, out of them two, whoever would lose out of the losers battling each other, then they would have a chance to go back up against the other people.
That's interesting, bro. That's actually an interesting way of doing it. Yeah. I'm gonna keep that in mind, bro. I'm not saying it's not possible because we can really do whatever we want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yo, you gotta tell me though, who like you versus Venom, who's winning?
Me.
Okay. So
anybody versus me, I gotta win, man.
You taking yourself to the finals, all right.
Hey, man, you gotta speak it into existence. You gotta take yourself halfway there, man. You know what I mean?
I love to hear it, bro. But on the other side, bro, you got Rome versus Pork. Who's taking that one?
Rome versus Pork. Oh, that's a good one right there.
Yeah, thanks.
That's a good one right there. That's a good one, man. I'm gonna have to stick with Pork.
Damn. So you saying you versus Pork in the finals? All right. Who's winning the finals? I already know what you're gonna say.
Me.
Nah, bro, that's facts, man. That's how you gotta be,
hey,
bro.
Man.
Let me hear.
You can't go in with a loser mentality, man. Hey, if you lose, then hey, man, I thought I could do it, but hey, you gotta go in thinking you gonna win, man. You know what I mean?
Bro. So you doing anything to prepare? Like you cooking up extra beats? Like what's going on? What's your pre-week looking like? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. You know, I've been in the woodshed. You know, that's what I was doing when you had hit me. I said, this dude want to have an interview, and I'm trying to sit over here and cook. But you know, I said, hey, we got to do this for publicity, man.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know.
Let's get it. You feel me?
I feel you, bro. I will say this was very enjoyable, bro. Glad we got to sit down and chop it up, bro. I'm hyped to see, you know, what you're gonna bring to the show, man. What you're gonna bring to the people, bro. And you know, we
Yes,
gonna
sir,
see
man.
what happens, man.
I'm hyped as well.
Let's get it, babe. Let's get it, babe.
Hyped as well.
Well, thank you for coming on, bro. Definitely go ahead and get back to the beats if you want to. But before we do that, let me know if you got any last closing statements you want to get to the people before we get out of here, man.
See you at WaveWarz, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bet.
Let's get it. Be
Shout
there or be square.
Shout out to CryptoB Radio in this hoe. You already know
Insider
the deal,
Productions, the Insiders.
Yeah.
All in your eardrum, baby.
Yeah. Let them know. Let them know. There you go, dog. Shout out my G, yo. He's going to be battling this Sunday, October 5th, 8 p.m. EST. Definitely check WaveWarz, the profile for what's going down. Thank you for coming once again, bro. We will see you on Sunday.
Well, check out that CryptoBradio.com, man.
There you go.
Got any music? Want to collab? Send us an email.
There you go, man. Y'all heard it here. Maybe not first, but y'all heard it here, though. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Let's get it, bro. Stream
it was honor and pleasure, man.
Oh,
thanks for
honor,
having me.
bro. Likewise, bro. Let's fucking get it, babe. Street closing in 3, 2, 1.